So you've got a camera in hand, and there's a beautiful scene before you, and your finger is poised and ready to press the shutter release button. You click, but the image comes out too dark, like a scene in a Friday the 13th movie. Or maybe it's blown out like the gates of heaven just opened. What happened? Well, it all comes down to one deceptively simple word: exposure. At its core, exposure is the process of how much light strikes your camera sensor or film in order to create an image. Exposure is an equation that derives from intensity times time. Too much light and your image looks like it was taken on the surface of the sun. Too little, you're photographing shadows in a cave. But here's the catch. It's not just about brightness. Exposure shapes mood, detail, and depth. It's the silent architect behind every photo that feels just right. Besides you as the photographer, there are mechanisms on a camera for controlling exposure. Let's start by imagining a three-legged stool. The three legs of exposure are aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Take one leg away, and the balance is gone. That's how exposure works. When the three legs of exposure are in balance, you can capture an image that meets your goal. Balancing these three mechanisms is the heart of a good exposure. Want a brighter photo? You could open the aperture or slow down the shutter or boost the ISO. But each decision has trade-offs. So how do you choose? Ask yourself, what's the story I'm telling? Are you chasing sharp action, emphasizing depth, working in low light? Because exposure isn't a formula, it's a choice, a creative one. Modern cameras are smart. They'll try to guess the right exposure using something called a light meter. Automated modes lean heavily on the light meter. But here's the secret. The camera, when using automated modes, it doesn't know your intent. It doesn't know that you wanted the subject in silhouette. It doesn't know if you wanted to blur the background. It will not know if you want to show motion as a cool, dramatic element at a sporting event, or if you want to freeze motion and show the emotion of a victory or a heartbreaking loss. That's where manual mode, or the semi-automated modes like aperture and shutter priority, steps in. As previously mentioned, the fastest way to master photography is to use the manual mode. In the manual shooting mode, and as a photographer, you have total control over the ISO, shutter speed, and aperture settings. More importantly, in having total control over those three mechanisms, you control the narrative of the exposure. As you master manual mode, you will discover the appropriate times to use the automated modes. In Basic Photography Module 13, we'll cover the three exposure control mechanisms in detail. So get out there and have fun while you make mistakes learning manual photography. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel using the subscribe button found below. Also, make sure to click the post notification bell so you never miss out on new content as it's posted. Last thing, please spread the word about this channel to anyone you think might be interested in learning photography. Remember, if you're going to shoot someone, use a camera. Thanks for watching.